He'd gone from, I'm just a IT professional coach, which there's hundreds of, to almost being in a market of one or two, and doing something that he's clearly very passionate about and that means something to him.
Love that.
And then suddenly his content's easier, his messaging's easier, he's building people onto his email list, and a lot of it's that, right?
Yeah.
It's that client acquisition thing.
And he likes the person who looks back at him in the mirror.
Yeah.
2023, IT consultant. 2026, solves a problem.
That's
One problem.
Yeah.
It's probably the biggest change in all this, isn't it? Is that authenticity. And is that driven by AI? It could be, where people use it so much to solve the smaller problems, like the deeper problems. You need a person, you go to someone. And maybe that brings it back to that thing where AI is not going to replace all that, because a Muslim's going to want to resonate with a Muslim who's been in their shoes. You can't lead others down a path unless you've walked it yourself. AI's never walked that path, right? It might be able to scratch the surface, like YouTube videos. They're great, but they're never going to have the deeper dive, are they? Right? It's an amazing chat. Anywhere else you want to go with this? Any questions you got for me as a coach or anything as well? Like there's so many ways we can go with this.
Yeah. So you obviously started out as a coach, and the marketing side came later. How did that journey unfold? Like, what made you decide that just doing the coaching you were doing wasn't going to be enough to reach the people you needed to reach?
It's maybe not about that, actually. It's a really good question. When I started, I had my own experience when I was 25. I hit rock bottom. I was coached by someone else. I was inspired. That's what planted the seed. Right? COVID happened. I spent more time at home. I had more time. I wanted to immerse myself in this lifestyle. Right? So I did all the qualifications of it, just a general interest, hobbyist. Right? Then you start to go out and doing it. I already had clients through word of mouth. Right? Coaching is so rewarding. Not about the money. All about purpose. There's something so powerful about it. Right? You love it. But then there was a moment I wanted it to work. Not just have word of mouth clients. I needed this to be something, right? You click into a very different sort of mindset. Did my ICF, did all that sort of stuff. At the end of my ICF, most people would quit. Not all of them, most. Leads back into that 1 in 10, 90%, 10% rule, all of that sort of stuff. It was crazy. Alongside that, we've had this chat over dinner the other day. Somebody spent £30,000 on someone, got nothing. Someone spent £8,000 on someone, the guy ghosted her. I was learning all this as I was going. As a coach, I was getting all these people into my DMs, 10k months, 30k leads. Actually, I'm not getting that anymore. I'm really interested to know whether coaches are still getting those messages from marketers. A guy dropped into my DMs, right? Changed everything. Dan Williams, amazing marketer, right? And we, instead of creating PDS for lead magnets, we created a podcast, community, strategic giving, because I cared, not about money, because I actually wanted to impact on people's lives, and it worked.
Yeah.
Right? Then I had other coaches ask me, how are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And then it come to a moment where the people that work with me were like, Greg, you're better at this than you are as a life coach in terms of marketing yourself. I don't have to market myself as a life coach now. That's full up. Right? I was inspired. It's not about the money. Actually, I need more coaches to make it. It's not I need. I feel the world is struggling at a rate it's never struggled before in my lifetime. Without coaches, it's going to struggle more. We need them to succeed. So the charlatan marketers, all those types, the people trying to suck the blood out of these people, we need less of them. We need more successful coaches, more role models to make a change. That's my honest approach. I know people might think that's cringeworthy or whatever, but I've lived in London. I saw what was going on in Epping. I've seen what's going on around the world. There is a change, right? So we need these people to be successful. So, and if I can push people like Dan Williams into to inspire these people, if I can pass back the stories that I've had which worked and what's not worked, I don't preach. There's no framework.